Hey, this is Colleen Conley. I'm sitting here on a business trip in my hotel room in Arizona, eating my Chinese takeout, PF Chang's. And, I was wondering, thinking, do you ever get the impression, the feeling that liberals just don't like you? I know they don't like me. And you know what? I don't care. But the one thing that I do care about that became really clear to me with President Trump's first address to the joint session of Congress was that Democrats, or at least the ones that are elected federally to our U.S. Senate and House of Representatives, don't like America. And I know that's not a big surprise to most of you, but their reaction to Donald Trump's speech last night was really telling because of the times that they refused to stand up and applaud. Because Trump really spoke to all Americans in his effort to unify the federal delegates to get things done. And in reality, what he did was he turned the tables on the Democrats, completely upended their narrative, and he exposed them for who they are. Democrats are great. They're great at messaging. Oh, it's for the children. It's for the poor. It's the blah, 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 blah. Well, Trump, in his address, went through so many different issues for which Democrats should have been standing on their chairs in adulation, clapping, and yet they sat there, sourpuss face, and just had no reaction whatsoever outside of the weirdo faces made by, Nancy Pelosi and Elizabeth Warren. But there are a few examples that really struck out in my mind. The first of which was Trump's comment that education is the civil rights issue of our time. Now, this is a point which the Republicans have failed to effectively message for forever. In fact, they're pathetic at messaging in general. But this in particular is something that should get the minority communities behind the Republican Party, because conservatives are big advocates of school choice. Democrats are not, because they are beholden to the teachers' unions who want to maintain their power structure. And so they are absolutely against anything which gives parental choice for where their kids go to school. And the biggest area for improvement, obviously, is in the inner city, where kids are born into bad zip codes. They are relegated to lousy schools, failing schools that just naturally result in poor outcomes. They're unsafe schools. There's violent crime all around. There's drugs all around. And these kids are stuck in those schools, and the Democrats keep them there because they refuse to allow them vouchers or school choice so that they can go to another public school in another town, a private school, a religious school, homeschooling, charter schools, magnet schools. Liberals don't want any of it. Why? Why are they so opposed to letting kids get a good education? They sat on their hands when Trump brought that up, when he said that no child should be left behind, should be relegated to a failing school. Every child should have the opportunity for a good school, for a good job, and to live in a crime-free environment. That was example one. Another one was all these women dressed up in their white robes. I don't know if they all became Hare Krishnas or what, but it was quite odd. I suppose they were trying to be suffragettes or whatever, which, by the way, the suffragettes were Republican, but don't let facts get in the way of their little story. So they refused to stand up and applaud for everything. But even when Trump said that he had been meeting with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to discuss opportunities for women to build businesses, he was talking about entrepreneurship opportunities for women. And these suffragettes didn't stand up. And Elizabeth Warren of Pocahontas fame looked completely befuddled, like she had no clue what he was talking about. It shows how out of the loop even these people who purportedly represent us are up in DC on Capitol Hill. They have no clue what's going on. They just want to boycott Trump and stop Trump in his tracks, no matter what he tries. Another sort of standout moment was when they refused to stand up and recognize Jamil Shaw, the father of a slain son who was headed to college on a football scholarship. His 18-year-old son was killed by an illegal immigrant who was up for 3 times on gun charges. He should have been deported. Trump made this clear. He wants to get rid of illegal aliens who are criminals. Again, nobody stands up and recognizes this African-American gentleman whose son was slain by a criminal illegal alien. Exactly whose side are the Democrats on? Are they on the side of Americans or foreigners? Trump made that pretty clear in the end when he said that his job was not to represent the world. His job was to represent the American people. As far as I can tell, the Democrats in Congress seem to think it's their job to represent the world, not the American people.